Hello, YouTube Pipe community. Sow Dog Piper here with you tonight. It's kind of a gloomy evening. It's raining. I'm in the tree house, and I'm sorry if the audio is not quite as good. I have a tin roof on the tree house, and the rain hitting on it kind of makes it a little loud. Maybe it won't drown out the video too bad. But I figured it was about time for another police video. Before we get started tonight, I'm in my favorite Savinelli 320KS. And I got some Boswell's private stock in it tonight, which is a vapor. Train's going by out there too, if you can hear that. But I figured it's time for a police story. So this starts out working second shift patrol in the West Precinct District, and we have a call come out about a fight. Two males fighting. One of them had a machete, and I was about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes away from where the call came out. So I get in the area of the call, and I see this guy walking down the side of Governor's Drive, and he has got blood all over him. His arms are dripping in blood, and he's acting crazy, like super erratic. So I could tell he was definitely on something or intoxicated, but he was not in his right state of mind. So as I pull up on him, he's walking away from him, and I keep trying to get him to stop where he's at because he needs medical attention, something awful, because he's bleeding profusely from his arm, and I can see a big gash in his arm that looked like where a machete probably hit him. So I'm yelling at him to stop walking, to try to help him out, and he keeps walking, and he's slinging his arms around, and he's agitated, and like I said, I can tell he's definitely intoxicated on something, whether it's drugs or alcohol. At the time, I didn't know. So I've got to make a decision at this point. Another officer rides with me. We kind of coordinate a plan on what we're going to do, because we can't just let him keep walking. He's going to bleed out, and he doesn't know it because he's under the influence of something. So I put on some rubber gloves, and my partner put on some gloves too that had rolled up. And we made the decision we're going to have to physically stop him to get him medical attention so he doesn't bleed out. So as I'm approaching him, he's slinging his arms around, blood's going everywhere, and I finally grab hold of one of his arms, and the other officer grabs his other arm, and he starts fighting. So we're out there in the middle of Governor's Drive fighting with this guy that's bloody. Now we're getting blood all over us. And he's not making anything easy at all. So after we fight him for a few minutes, and finally he is super strong. He's not feeling any pain whatsoever. We're finally able to get handcuffs on him, and we call for medical attention. We call them HIMSY here where we live. That's our medical personnel. They show up on the scene, and of course he's got to go to the hospital. Well, they can't transport this guy to the hospital by themselves. There's just no way. He's out of control. So we secure my patrol car at the scene, and I get in the back of the ambulance with the paramedics and this guy, and we start heading to the hospital. Well, like I said, he's not feeling any pain, and he's still wanting to fight in the back of this ambulance. So we're going down the road, and he was able to slip one of his hands out of one of the handcuffs, because I guess it was so bloody and sweaty, and in the midst of the fight we must not have got it tightened quite enough, and he gets a hand loose. So now we're in a full-blown fight in the back of this HEMSI bus. See, I can't speak tonight. HEMSI bus, and he is slinging blood all over the place, all over us, all over the bus, all over the paramedics. We're fighting. The back of the ambulance is rocking and rolling. I'm sure people behind the ambulance had no clue what was going on, other than the ambulance was just shaking like a violent earthquake. So finally, I was able to subdue him, get him back down on the gurney, and use some pressure point techniques to try and subdue him, which didn't work too well. And luckily, the hospital was only about a 5-8 minute drive down the road. And as soon as we got to the hospital, they opened the back doors. He tried to jump out and run away again. So I tackled him right outside the emergency room doors. We're back on the ground. Luckily, the other officer was following us. He helped me out again. We were able to get him in handcuffs, and the hospital staff ran in real quick and got a medication called Haldol, and you put it in a syringe, and I have no idea exactly what it is. All I know is it usually works, but as soon as they put that injection in you, you pretty much mellow out. It causes you just to go limp and mellow. So we had him on the ground. He's still trying to get up and fight, and the nurse ran out there with his Haldol and poked him right in the butt with it, and he completely went limp and was done fighting, thank goodness. So they wheeled him on in, and needless to say, he had hit one of the main veins in his arm. I don't know what the medical term is for it, but he would have bled out had we not physically subdued him and forced him to the hospital. They said he would have died, but he came to his senses much later on at the hospital, and he was a known drug user. He had been smoking crack apparently that night, and got into an altercation with another guy at a store who apparently had enough of him, and he had tried to get into this guy's car. Well, this guy had a machete in the car, and he swung that machete to try to prevent this guy from stealing the car or carjacking him, and cut his arm pretty deep. But after he was stitched up, healed up, and brought sober again, he did get arrested for attempted carjacking at the time he was arrested for, and taken down to the jail and booked for that. But yeah, we had to go home after that and strip our clothes, take showers. We had to verify that he didn't have any HIV or any other diseases that we could get through the blood, because it looked like we had been in a bloodbath between all three of us. So we finally got, there was the clothes. You couldn't do nothing with the clothes. We just got rid of the clothes and all that. We had to clean up our duty belts and our shoes, polish our shoes and all that again, and our boots, I should say. But about an hour or two afterwards, we were able to get back to work and go to the next call. That's kind of what law enforcement's all about. You deal with stuff like this, and then you turn around and like it never happened, and you head to the next call. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you. It's been a little while since I told a police story, but I wanted to give Brody Joe a shout out and Carolina Rose a shout out. They had received some stuff that I'd sent them, and then Carolina Rose had won my GAW, or was one of the people that won the GAW, and they both seem to really like what I've sent them. I am in the process of making more things to try to send out to the community. It takes me a little while in between jobs and part-time jobs and stuff to get things made. So my goal is to try to get everybody something that I've handmade eventually. So just bear with me. It may take me a little while to get that done. But I hope y'all have a good evening. I hope your day is prettier than our day was here in North Alabama with all these storms, and we were under severe storms for most of the day, lots of lightning and rain and some hail. Luckily no tornadoes, but it's just now it's not a heavy rain. It's about a moderate rain we're having right now, and the day wasn't too bad. We didn't have a huge caseload on Friday, which is nice. We jokingly call Fridays Firefighter Fridays because we joke that they don't do much but get to play Xbox and work out. And it's just kind of an inside joke. We have a loving relationship with our firefighters, so we don't have that true animosity against each other. We work good hand in hand together, so we poke at each other for fun every now and again. Well, y'all have a good evening, and I have another video that I'm going to do soon. It's going to be a hard video for me to do. I go back and forth on whether I want to do the video or not. It does have to do with some tragedy and death of a friend, a partner, and so I don't know. If I post a video, then I did it. If I didn't, I'm sorry that I didn't do it. But we'll see what happens. Well, y'all have a good evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.